I hope you're having a great day and a great week so far. Today we're going to be jumping into the long-awaited Hearts of Iron 4 Italy campaign that I've been promising for quite a while, actually. And I'm glad I've put it off because now we've got the By Blood Alone expansion as well, which is... make sure we're starting in 36. Which expands the Italian focus trees quite a bit and also changed a load of stuff for Ethiopia and Switzerland. Not that we're going to be playing those today. And there's also some new mechanics came in. Not sure whether they came in with the expansion or just as a patch at the same time. But there's a new aircraft designer and some other stuff that we're going to be checking out. So, Italy. We're going to be playing on historical focus for the AI. So we're going to be playing World War II and Iron Man, of course. Let's jump in and see where we get to. That was just a test game to make sure that the expansion worked. So let's get rid of that. And save and play. Let's jump in. So I haven't ever played through an entire game as Italy. I've started some in the past to see how the mechanics work for them and see what they're lacking and what their strengths are. And I loaded up the DLC just to see what the expansion brought, and it is a lot. And speaking of which, let's take a look at that first before we go through into anything else. So. Look at the size of this Italian focus tree now. This is insane. I mean, this is absolutely insane. You guys, if you looked at this before, it was quite simple to keep your focus on what you wanted to do. This has gone huge. So there's tons of options now. A lot of them focus around whether you want Italy to have a civil war at the start of the game and go off down a completely different route. We're not going to do that because we'll be playing historical, so we can probably forget about probably half of this. I'm not sure if it's this half, but there's a good chunk we don't need to worry about. But we do need to pick a starting focus. What have we got? Let me zoom in a bit more so we can actually read these now. So there's the old naval power bits, the air innovation, the army's got its own section as well. Naval power is going to be a big thing for Italy, I think. Tiger Faust, welcome back to the stream and chat, and thanks for the hydrate already. Cheers. Yeah, earlier stream today than yesterday. Yesterday we played Grounded with the usual crew, and I do love multiplayer games to stream, I do, but I find it harder to focus on chat when there's 4 people talking in Discord in my ear. And we're back to our usual hours of stream. This is when I prefer to stream, in an afternoon. It just tends to fit in with my days a bit better. So we're going to be looking at Ethiopian War Logistics. We do start at war with Ethiopia, as we did, of course, before. Italian highways, that's extra infrastructure. These are nice short ones as well, 35 days. So we're going to be going with those. Army Primacy. Oh, that's a good one. That is tempting to start with early on because we get 2 military factories right out of the gate. That's going to have to be an early one, I think. But Ethiopian War Logistics, we're going to go with that to start with and get that cracked on. And there's a reason. Whoops, wrong arrow. We need arrow keys to move the map in this game. Yeah, I mean, this area is horrible for supply. It's absolutely horrible. So we are going to go with that. But Italy has a few weaknesses. Some strengths, manpower being the main one. The navy, you can possibly call that a strength. And its location is quite defensible, but there's some weaknesses we're going to look over as well. True Barload, welcome to the stream today. You caught a couple of bits of the Grounded stream, but being Sunday and you recovering from an exhausting Saturday, you was asleep busy. I was exhausted as well. It's been that 3-month break from streaming has totally wiped me out, and I need another 3-month break from streaming. But welcome back, folks. Nice to see you. So, Italy's weaknesses. I guess we can call it the economy. It doesn't have a whole lot of military factories to start with. It doesn't have a whole lot of civilian factories to start with. Building up is going to be a slow and steady progress. And any massive industrial expansion programs we have to get like tanks, aircraft, ships, it's going to be steady. So we have to bear that in mind. We're also not exactly blessed with a load of natural resources either. We have some steel, some aluminium. It's not huge amounts like other countries. And the areas that Italy is supposed to focus on, it's not exactly loaded with resources either. There's a little bit of rubber in Ethiopia. Oil is going to be a big thing. We're going to be able to trade with Romania. We're going to end up allied to them to start with. So we can trade with these guys to get oil. We will need to. We can develop our own oil. We can build some in, I think it's around here, some refineries. But we might have a look eastward, I think, to secure the oil supplies. It might be necessary to expand in this direction. Some evil plans already forming. You gave Manor Lord's demo a try after my stream the other day. Hope you enjoy it. No, it's not a lot of depth there yet. There's a lot of work to go on it, and the combat side of things is going to be good. But it looks pretty good to me. I'm looking forward to playing that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we've got to look at our... Before I see to all these, we'll just have a look at the army situation. We are, of course, at war with Ethiopia. This extra... I don't know what you call this. The Sultanate of Ossa. It's a diff... Who the hell is this? Sultanate of Ossa? I've never heard of this place. This used to be part of Ethiopia, I think. It doesn't start at war with us. But I'm pretty sure it soon progresses to be at war with us. So we've got to watch that. So let's have an army down here. And we'll just assign this to this front line. Let's see. We've got new units now. We've got all sorts of... what do you call them? Irregular units? African infantry, maybe? These sort of troops. There's some cavalry as well, which I think we can create. These do better in hot and dry climates. I think they use less supplies than European forces do, which kind of makes sense. So there's some nice touches being added in. Well, maybe it's nice touches. Maybe it's just more complicated mechanics to keep an eye on. Let me know what you think. And we'll add these guys in. As I say, a whole lot of different units with some Italian infantry mixed in. Let's put them on there. Let's get a field marshal dude in charge of all this. I kind of like to keep him for my specific offensive units. I mean, he does have Desert Fox. That would be a good idea. Yeah, go on. We'll put him in there. We can use him for other stuff as well later on. Let's make sure these are in. So this will be our... What should we call it? African theatre? We'll just call it Africa. Let's make sure all those guys are in. No, how have I done that? Click him, click that. That's what I wanted to do. No! I'm making a mess of this. Click that. Do I have to click an army first? What? Why is this so hard? Right, do that. Attento. What am I doing wrong here? Right. I seem to have lost my field marshal. I don't remember that being such a complicated thing to do. Maybe it's because I took all the armies out of there and it said, we don't need an extra theatre now. Right, let's just do that. But now let's go and create an army back in Italy and then we can set that up. So we've got the guys on the Alps. I will just create these in here for now. Right, there we go. That should solve any silliness over here. And we need to get basically everything else together. That didn't quite work, did it? Oh, we've got a mountain guy. You can join the forces in the Alps. And we should have some more light tanks somewhere. Just form this lot up. Can we send them straight to here? We can. Excellent. So they're actually going to Africa, and with that being armoured, let's change the colour so we can find it. As a long-time EU4 player, getting used to other Paradox game UIs is weirdly even harder for you. It's true, when you get used to something, it is hard to suddenly switch over. This game, I've got to say, was hard to learn the UI for. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of menus, and there's still little things I keep finding out about today, even though I've put hundreds and hundreds of hours into this. Let's give it a star, and let's make it red. That's going to be my... so I can find them quickly, that's good. You could do with... Yeah. He's got the He's got the armoured leader trait, has he? The panzer leader. So they'll go down there, so there'll be an offensive force pushing in from the south. These are kind of just like... This is going to be like just brute force tactics, just to wade in from the north, I think. We're going to try and knock them out quickly, because if we don't knock Ethiopia out quickly, they can go into being a government in exile, and that might cause us some problems further down the road. There's a load of new mechanics set in conquering this as well, after we've taken it over, which we will soon see, I'm sure. So we've got an army in here. That's fine, we'll leave them at that for now. So we've got anything... We've got a few guys on here. Those are proper infantry divisions. I think I'll probably put those... Yeah, put those into the Alps. They'll travel there. And do I have anything that's not assigned? Oh, I've got a couple actually. So strengthen the Alps. And you can go there, and you better get sailing. Still got something else that needs to travel as well. What have I got? Yeah, we'll just put them into the Alpine army for now, and that's it. Good. So, did we not assign you a front line? We'll do that. Keep those nasty French at bay. We heard about the fact that YouTube is implementing user handles now, so for the first time they'll be outwardly facing unique usernames. Yes, I have, and mine are all secured. So we have Markgfl, or at Markgfl, I guess I should say, the original channel, and then we've got Markgfl Let's Plays and Mark's Games Reviews. Not quite sure how useful it's going to be. I guess the idea is that you can now mention people and channels to make it more like any other social media website platform. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Let's see. I want a little bit of research kicking off. And then we've got to get going on the construction. It's because the industry is one of the weaker things with Italy, so we need to push ahead with that. The Navy. I definitely need to boost up the Navy. But then we're also behind. We need support weapons for the infantry, because they are going into combat straight away. So civilian factories. What shall I set building? We've probably got a lot of stuff to do. Naval bases to get supplies to Africa are probably going to be important. I think to start with, we're going to go a mix of civilian and military. So we'll go... not that many. Not that many. Tell you what we'll do. We're going to mix this up a bit. And then some military stuff. And we'll just do one and then the other. So we get a little bit of a mix coming in. Just to keep it exciting. We have 11 civilian factories. That's bad. Let's see. Trucks. We probably don't need that to start with. We will need trains. So let me put one factory producing trains. It's quite hard to get the balance. Actually, that can go right down the bottom of the list. That's really not priority. Oh, yeah, you can see we've got some different aircraft options here. We'll take a proper look at those when it's time to start really worrying about building planes. These look like close air support that we've got. Interwar close air support and basic close air support. These are airframes, though. So I don't think we need that. Hell is it? There's basic close support airframe, and I'm sure we don't need the interwar. No, get rid of the interwar. Get rid of that. Hey, mateys, how are you doing? So we'll leave that at the bottom. The light tanks, they are going to go into action. Our divisions, although they look like armoured divisions, they are not really made up of tanks. It's mostly cavalry and some other stuff in there. So that's probably not a huge urgency. This will be, and that will be. What am I missing? Oh god, artillery. Artillery is definitely... These are old ones. As I say, everything in Italy is a little bit out of date, but we are going to need a chunk of artillery going in. Still got some more. Well, close air support is never a bad thing. I will put the extra tanks in. I'll put that in there. And then let's see, where do we get to? That's us out. So we'll see what we need after all that. We're already out of chromium? What the? Oh, hang on. I know what's chromium. Early heavy ship hulls. I'm tempted to delete all these. 37. Although they're the ones that are going to go for a year, we might keep. The ones that are going to take 5 years, should I bin those early heavy ships? Let's get rid of them. They're already out of date. And we will put the extra. We'll get that finished. There we go. That's a better use of that. Still, that one's going to take a long time. We might put those down to the bottom of the list as well. Cruisers, I don't want... Actually, that's nearly finished, so we probably should leave that going. In fact, let's reconsider our options on those. And get some cruisers finished. And then... Early destroyers? Go on, we'll go for it. And submarines. We'll just finish. We'll let those finish off as they work through, and then we'll redesign our navy a little bit. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I haven't been streaming for a while, so yeah, that's probably why you haven't caught me for a bit. Get an 11-hour car journey. That sounds quite brutal. There's an instant vehicle update exploit. I hope they fix that. I don't like seeing stuff like that in games. It's a shame. If it's been going around a long time, hopefully they've got it fixed. So we're missing small airframe and medium airframe. Fighters and tactical bombers, I suggest. That'll be. Those. Oh, speaking of which, yes, let's disband the Air Force. And we'll recreate them where we want them. Rather than worrying about all these tiny little things. These guys might be useful here, actually. Are these the last 3 that we've got? So, yeah, these will hopefully reinforce. And let's put them on that and ground attack over Ethiopia. And what have we got? We've got 200 aircraft here. We have... Yeah, see, they don't just list them as, like, fighters and heavy fighters and all the rest of it now. You've got small airframes, medium airframes, large or heavy airframes. I never really look at the strategic bombers much. And there's a lot more in-depth stuff you can do when building planes. We'll get to that later, because it's complicated. I don't know whether it adds a lot to the game, other than just options. I don't know whether it's better or worse. So, in here, we will have... I mean, what's this? This is medium. Let's go for 100 tactical bombers. Let's go for 2. No, can I not? Can I not modify that? What's this doing? So that one... Oh, it will be up to 100. Good. And let's put those on ground attack. And... Yep, that'll do. Let's pile that. 2 different regions to attack there. No divisions in basic training. We definitely need to fix that. Yeah, look at the tank divisions we've got. That's a tank division. With one tiny little unit of light tanks and some other stuff. So we'll not expect too much from those. Let me get a proper army of these guys. And we'll put them in or near Roma. So that's a proper army, 24 units. What else do we have to worry about? Planes in reserves. What do we have? We could always put stuff into train, I guess. Because you never know. You never know when that might be useful. We've got 200 small airframes. Oh, we've got some proper medium airframes, some proper tactical bombers. Okay. But these guys will just go in there and they'll train up. Right. So we have the national focus. We have the science. We have the industry. We just need to make sure our arm... Oh, let's do the navy. There's not a quick way of doing. selecting all these. Let's just pile them all into there. And when they all turn up, we shall make one huge fleet. And then we'll split it up properly and see what we want to do. Let's put them where I can find them. We'll divide them up better. Oh, we'll sort that out when it turns up. Okay, let's move the clock on a little bit. And let's get... We should probably...
Pronto.
Should probably just pile everything in.
Formazione.
Everything in. We'll leave one guy there.
Attento.
Everything there, into there. We need to like really quickly push down here. And we're off. It's a fight.
Ordini.
See if we can start pushing in there as well. I'm going to move these guys around. See if we can outflank and try and capture some of those. Whoa, just pause. I've just realised I've forgotten
Forza, forza.
the cardinal sin of not assigning generals to my armies. What's that? An engineer. That looks kind of handy.
Si, signore.
Let's just put anyone in here for now.
Ordini.
We can assign them better later once we've seen if they've gained any experience.
Comandi.
Where are these guys? Oh, right. These guys, these don't matter too much. These are just garrison troops up here, so we'll just put those on training. And the big force in Italy, we'll put those on training as well. And that should be okay. And we need to wait for our tanks and cavalry to turn up. Apparently Civ 6 have recently made a mobile version. Can't imagine that being very good. Mobile versions of most games tend to be poor, I think. There are exceptions. There's a board game I play called Wingspan. It's out on PC as well, actually. I played it at a friend's house. Liked it so much, I actually bought the mobile version for the phone. I think it was $8.99, so it wasn't expensive. Not compared to the board game, anyway. And it is really faithful to the board game. It plays very well. The only downside is it's really designed to be played on a tablet, I think. Because on the phone, the text is just, in some bits, too small. On some of the player cards, it's too small. And it's really hard to see. And you can't zoom in. So, yeah. But other than that worked out really well. You played Civ 5 with the no animations mode, so it was like a board game. Oh, I see. So the units just like slip and slide across. I was never a big fan of Civ 5 and 6. They didn't really do it for me. Civ 4 was my favourite.
Pronto, signore.
Don't really want this guy slipping back. 3 forces in there now. That'll be too hard to try and take. Do you think I can do a lightning run through the desert? Do you know, I'm going to try it. Are we breaking in the north? Well, I mean, we're going into quite tough, rough areas up there. Trying to fight over mountains. So it is kind of difficult. End the Christmas offensive. This is a bit of flavour stuff that's been brought in, I think. Our troops have stalled in the war against Abyssinia and have been pushed back in certain places. This Christmas offensive has Mussolini privately berating the military high command for their incompetencies. This sounds very familiar to real-life events. The Deuce now wants results. He has therefore authorised any means necessary to repel the Abyssinians and to end this war swiftly, whatever it takes, by any means necessary. So war escalation increases by 1. We gain offensive in Ethiopia, which grants attack bonus against Ethiopia 15%. Ethiopia gains the Italian offensive, which grants enemy air support plus 75% for 180 days. Major Italian offensive. We need to be methodical. No, by any means necessary. Screw it. We're going all in. Everything. Can we not... one of the generals is ill. Useless. We can't go in there.
Avanzate.
You can go in there, though. Ettore Bastico falls ill. Oh, by the way, for anyone interested in the portraits, it was recently pointed out to me by one of the YouTube viewers. There's a historical portraits mod for this, which looks really good. And I would have installed it, but I'm not 100% sure. And I didn't have time to test whether it was up to date and worked with the expansion, because they have changed some of the generals and stuff and how it works creating them a little in this. So, something to look for in the future, though. I like that. Right, our people are piling in. Just pause this. Something's not quite right here.
Ordini?
So let's pick one of those. Do we go all in there? Or do we try and push in? I think we can maybe try and push in from this way. Also, I don't need to hold that if we can push in from here. So, in fact, you stay, but give support. There's only one division in there, so that's possible. Ah, we've hit a dead end. They've got their troops in. That sucks. We need reinforcements in here. Can we push this one? There's two. That's going to fall if I don't reinforce it.
Pronto, signore.
Let's see if I can do this. Oh, it's not fallen. Alright, that's good.
Pronto, signore.
No, send those... No, just alt. Just alt. Support the fight there. We need to try and shorten the front. It's too long. So, are we... They're being counterattacked. How do I declare war on these guys, then? Justify war goal. Conquer. Bar. 8 months? I don't think so. They get drawn into the war somehow. I'm not sure how. Again, this is something new in the expansion. Unless there's a national focus for this. Ministry of Italy. Unless the Ethiopians draw them in. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We shall see. What am I short of? Rubber and tungsten. It's not too much. I will take those penalties at the moment. RP Bleach, you were actually in Italy last week, so it'll be fun to watch this. Hopefully Italy will have changed a little bit since this was set. Should they be in there? They should not be in there. You guys. You guys. Pile in.
Avanzate.
Just constant pile in. In fact,
Comandi.
the mountain dudes can you pile in there? They might work. That might actually work if I give them some support.
Avanzate.
And I'll send the irregulars around the back to try and take this. Meanwhile, in the south,
Pronto all'azione.
there's one hell of a fight kicking off here. The cavalry and the armor has arrived. Right, so we're going to try and get this first because I want a shorter line to hold because I don't have a lot of troops in the south here. I could just bring in a huge army from Italy. Right, this should help anyway. Logistics down there aren't great for supporting huge armies though. So, there's nothing else we can do there yet. This requires Italian highways, which adds infrastructure. Which is never bad. Infrastructure construction speed is increased. Let's go and do some other stuff. If I scroll all the way along, can I do it with the arrow keys? No, I guess I can do it with that. It doesn't seem to work very well doing it with... it does. It's weird. It moves up and down a little bit as well. Is there anything along this edge? See, it's massive. This focus tree is just huge now. So this requires... We can't do that yet. We don't want an Abyssinian fiasco. We hope that's sorted before then. Interesting, so we can't go off down there just yet. I guess army primacy. Let's jump into this one because 2 free military factories right now would be a good move. According to Wikipedia, they were pro-Italy. These guys were? Really?